was just giving it some thought. This kind of thing could be, this kind of thing could turn out good um, for everybody, including the governor. Because the thing about it is I'm not a Democrat, but I'm not going to rule out that a Democrat can't be a leader. Because it's not like how nice would it be if somebody became a governor or a president because of their good deeds, not because of what political party they're a part of or what courts they control. Systematically, I'm gonna tell you right now, I think it's disgusting when political parties try to take control over judicial systems, court systems, because this isn't a gang. You guys are turning you guys are dividing the country because of that. You're segregating. And you may not be segregating based on race or color of somebody's skin, but you're doing it because of their political beliefs. It's like, to me, that's the same. Because I don't see skin color. I mean, I see skin color when it's discriminated against, because I'm not okay with that. I've never been okay with that. I live in Tuolumne County, right? Tuolumne County is Okie, and for the most part, I can tell you there's a lot of racist people there here. But you know what? So what? Who gives a shit? Let them. They're entitled to be racist, just like everybody's entitled to not be racist. Like, the thing about it is, let them believe what they want to believe, as long as it doesn't affect anybody else. Who gives a shit? Once they start affecting other people, if they start bullying people because they're race, you better believe I'm gonna fucking stand right next to you and knock somebody's teeth out, because I'm not okay with that. It's not okay to deprive somebody of rights based on the color of their skin. I think everybody's entitled to have their own opinions, as long as it doesn't affect somebody else's rights. And that's the thing, is like, if everybody lived by, and that's the Constitution. The I'll give you guys a secret here, because a lot of the new age, like, liberals and Democrats and stuff. And I'm sorry to call you guys out, because I only see it from you guys, honestly, and I'm just being truthful, right? And I'm not slamming you for it. It's just, sometimes propaganda gets the best of you. I get it, but the thing about it is I see them trying to, like, ignore the Constitution, or sidestep it. Like, I could tell you right now, I was not. Gavin's done some good things. Okay, so I looked on there. He did some good things for, like, broadband. He's done some good things for, like, for mothers and stuff like that. Like, I appreciate all that. I think that's great. What I don't think is great is when you implemented the rule of charging somebody with a DVRO based on disturbing their peace, but didn't define disturbing the peace, because now that's being abused by the abuser. Because because it's not defined, I could fart in the same living room with a roommate in there, and I could disturb that person's peace, and they could file a DVRO against me. And you can't, that's not defined. If you read my court minutes as to why I got charged with a DVRO, you're going to be ashamed at Hallie Campbell and Beiersdorf for taking full custody of my kid away. If you want, I'll read it to you. The court minutes, and here's the thing about it. Here's what's funny about it. There's two versions of it. There was an original version and an amended version, and they're both the same. You know what that means? That means he amended it and overwrote the original. So I don't even know what the original says. And okay, so when we were in court, he did not say he was going to court order me to go to therapy. He's like, I'm going to recommend it. He's like, I'm just going to recommend it. First we had a trial. Then he says, I've never adjudicated a case in domestic violence that had no violence. He literally said that verbatim on June 14th when we had our trial. And I can tell you right now, if we had video recordings of that trial, which, unfortunately, Hector, I'm disappointed in you for deleting that footage, because technically, especially, okay, I get why you may have deleted that footage, because I never. Yeah, no, I'm not. You know what? I'm disappointed you deleted that footage too, because I contacted you shortly after that and told you. So I went down to collect the minutes for the July 7th. So he went and got case law, the commissioner, went and got case law, comes back on July 7th and makes a judgment. And he's like, I can't really do, this is what he said. And I was like, are you kidding me? He's like, I can't really, like, pinpoint an incident of domestic violence. It's just everything combined. Like, and I'm like, everything combined. She got mad. Okay, so we got in a disagreement, co-parenting disagreement, because I potty trained my child when she was on a Disneyland vacation with her other baby daddy, which is fine, whatever. We weren't together. I didn't give a shit. So she left Carter with me for a week. So because I had him and he was 2, I spent hours, and, like, some of the people that have been with me during this, like, for me to learn all this stuff about law in a year without any formal law classes, you already know how I obsess about knowledge, right? So before he was dropped off, I taught myself how to potty train a 2-year-old. He was 2. How to potty train a 2-year-old as fast as possible because he was going to. She was only going to be gone for 7 days, right? So by the time she came back, it took 3 days to potty train him. He was fully potty trained, wearing cotton underwear, and getting up in the middle of the night and going to the bathroom on his own. And before she even got him back, you know what? I emailed her and I says, okay. Well, first I emailed her and I let her know that I was going to be potty training him out of respect, to be polite. She didn't respond. Finally, it was like right around the day she's supposed to come back. I have emails all this. This is all going to go into the lawsuit. Finally, when she was on her way back, I emailed her again. I said, guess what? He's fully potty trained. He wears cotton underwear. When you get back, I'm going to give you some of these. They're cotton underwear, but they still have the pads, so that he feels the wetness. That's how they, that's why they stop pottying in the pants, because they don't like that feeling, She responded back and said, I'm going to finish out the diapers I have, and I'm going to put him in pull-ups after he's fully potty trained. And any mother that's watching this right now, what happens when you put a kid back in diapers after you potty train him? He reverts back to pooping his pants, right? Because he can't feel it. So he's comfortable. He gets lazy, right? She did that 3 times. 3 fucking times. I had to put him back in underwear. Like, I had to potty train him. After he was potty trained, not only did I potty train him at 2, I taught him to empty and clean his own training toilet on his own. Take it apart, dump it, wash it, put it back together. Like, at 2. And I can tell you one thing, like, the one thing he said to me that it really upset me that Olivia was like backpedaling his training was, I looked at him, because praise is really what gets them to do it. Like, that makes them want to do it, because they want to please the parent. They're like, you're proud of me. Well, every time you'd go, I give him a gummy worm, you get a treat, and I had him walk around naked for like 3 days around the house, because that's what you do. That's how you potty train him. And so he was potty trained, and I told him, I was like, man, I'm so proud of you, Carter. You learned so fast. I'm so proud of you. And he's like, I'm proud too, Dad. He was proud. And he was so proud that he was wearing big boy underwear just to go back to his mom's, go back into baby diapers. And it's funny, because during one of the exchanges, see, I like have a really, really, really good memory. So during one of the exchanges, what she was doing is, not only was she putting him back in diapers, but she was keeping the training underwear that I was buying from. Those fuckers are expensive. And so I kept having to buy packs of these training underwears, which they're cotton. They just have the pad just in case he does have an accident. It still gets wet. I mean, it's just so it doesn't get on the floor. And she wouldn't return them. She would take them. I'd send them with the underwear. She'd keep the underwear and send them back in diapers. And she wouldn't return them with the underwear. So she kept all the underwear. But she not only did she do that, she kept doing that to all the clothes I bought them, shoes, everything. She would keep the clothes and then send them back in these shitty ones. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I get it. So what she was doing is, anything I bought him, any shoes, she'd be like, oh, those hurt his feet. Those aren't the right size. And they were the same size shoes she bought. I would look at his shoes and I'd go buy the same size. Oh, no, those hurt his feet. And then she's like, the jeans you bought him don't fit. And I'm like, it's literally, she's just being a counter parent. She just wants to argue just to argue, which is why I texted her and I said, you're exhibiting narcissist personality disorder. Here's a YouTube link that shows all the symptoms. She got offended by that and fabricated all these lies. And then Pimentel jumped on board and he lied. I have proof that he lied. He, in the minute order, he's like, according to family code, blah, 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 you disturbed her peace, even though you don't have to do a 52-week batters program. You didn't threaten. There's no substance abuse. You didn't threaten to harm the child. Like, he said all this stuff in the minute order, and then said, but according to this family code, you did disturb her peace. Well, according to that family code, that doesn't trump federal law. That's freedom of speech, motherfucker. See, so the thing about it is, I was charged with a 1-year domestic violence restraining order for disturbing her peace because I called her a narcissist in a text message because she was counterparenting me. Do you see where I'm getting at, Gavin? This is what I'm fucking talking about, which triggered an FC 3044 hearing, which the Beiersdorf said I didn't rebut, even though I met all 7 pieces of criteria and exceeded it. I took a co-parenting class and I didn't even have to do it. Pimentel's like, you don't need to take a parenting class. You're fine. You're a fine parent. Like, so now I haven't seen my kid in 6 months for no fucking reason. But she got charged with withholding 278.5 twice, guilty, twice. And videos of Carter saying, Mama hit me. Videos of saying, I don't want to go back to Mom's. I want to stay with you because Mama don't want me. CWS reporting that she's the abuser. Then they went in and delivered fraudulent felony evidence when I wasn't present in court, violating constitutional law. And I don't have my kid and she has full custody. How is that even logical in any way, shape, or form? What I see is I see prejudice. I see discrimination. And here's the deal. Just because I'm a white male doesn't mean it's not discrimination. That's the problem. That's where the disconnect of reality is. You can't say that just because I'm a white male that prejudice doesn't exist because you just stripped me of my fucking child. Are you kidding me? Are we the Nazi party now? Like, last time I checked, I'm pretty sure we still have a constitution that some judges swore an oath on. Stop wiping your ass with the Constitution, motherfuckers.